This is general advice and my opinions only. CFDs are high risk, past performance isn't reliable. I may be long or short CFDs and stocks mentioned. Content may contain language that offends some viewers. LEVRD operates as corporate authorised representative 001318377 under AFSL 548573. You can find our financial services guide via the LEVRD website link in the show notes.
Righto, bag holders and stop loss haters. Fucking God, couldn't get 3 green days in a row, but it's all right. It's stabilised. It's not a bloody. There's no hemorrhaging, but it's just we're flattened. We're flattened today. That's all right. We're shaping up for a bloody Matty run and a Huxo run. Huxo is just loving the attention. Get behind the Hux. Love you, right? Let's get into what's going on. Few bloody quarterlies out. A big downgrade. Oh, mate. 29 cents has skipped past 29 cents. Fuck me dead. Anyway, right. Commodities overnight. What have we got? Nothing too major going on. Copper's back below $6 a pound, $5.98. Gold's at about, it went down a bit last night, back up to about $48.20. Iron ore up a little bit, $105 a tonne. Rare earths back in the hundreds, up 1.9%. Brent crude, so Brent WTI sitting at around low 90s still, so found a bit of a little spot there. Silver at $79 an ounce. Spodumene up another 1.5% to $23.75. And what do we got? Thermal coal down 2.6%, $125. Uranium up a little bit, $87 a pound, and the US 10-year yield 4.28. Not too much of a move. So that's what's going on. Aussie dollars at 71.7 to the US. So that's had a bit of a run. Majors overnight. Biggest mover down was Newmont, down 4.9%. So Goldies did go down a bit, but they had Cadia in New South Wales suspended operations for I don't know how long, for a magnitude 4, I think it was 4.5 or something, earthquake in the region. But what was the comments? I'm not sure if mining's contributed to it. Pretty sure it fucking has. But yeah, that's 4.5, or I think it was 4 something. That is freaking decent smack. I think I've experienced a 2 underground at Telfer when I was there. So a 4 is 100 times bigger than that. Every one that goes up is tenfold. So, yeah. So glad everyone's all safe over there. But, yeah. So I'd say that's a big contributor to why Newmont's down 5% overnight. So what do we got? MP Materials is up 4.9. Cameco, a bit of a lift, 3% up. ExxonMobil, pretty flat. Goldies were down a bit with the gold price coming back. Albemarle was down 2%. But yeah, pretty much the ASX doesn't translate to any of these stock moves today. It's all over the shop. Right, Trump-Iran. All he come out with last night, China is very happy that I'm permanently opening the Strait of Hormuz. So that's pretty bullish that he's opening it. I'm doing it for them. Also in the world, the situation will never happen again. They, as in China, have agreed not to send weapons to Iran. President Xi will give me a big fat hug when I get there in a few weeks. We're working together smartly and very well. Doesn't that beat fighting? But remember, we are very good at fighting if we have to. Far better than anyone else. Go Trump. And then there was this one. I don't know if this one was up the other day, but someone, I think, reposted it. This one, I think he got in shit with the Pope with, or whether it's a new one. Here's Trump and Jesus. I was never a very religious man, but doesn't it seem fit with all these satanic, demonic, child-sacrificing monsters being exposed that God might be playing his Trump card? How good is he? Oh, fucking just absolute zero fucks given. Good on you, Trump. Love your work. Sure, heaps of people hate him, but I don't know. It's given me good entertainment. Check this out for coincidence. Far out. What timing. Viva Energy Geelong Oil Refinery is on fire. So that is, in Australia, one of 2 oil refineries that is now up in flames. So, and I think they produce 100,000 barrels a day of oil coming out of that joint, which I assume supplies Australia. So that's half of Australia's oil refineries have now been temporarily taken out. So, yeah, there was videos of this bloody going off its head. So this just come out this morning. So that is going to have domestic impacts on Australia's fuel supply, you would assume. Right, 29 metals, not even 29 cents, down 35% last time I checked to 24 cents. Xantho extended update. So as previously, I'll go through the bit of the history. They had seismic issues in the Xantho Extended, which is down the bottom of the mine, as you can see here at Golden Grove, up near Gero. That's the Xantho Extended, very zinc-rich area. So they had seismic issues there last year. They had, I think they had multiple seismic issues, but the ones they reported pretty much took the decline out, took that whole area out of action. They were doing an assessment on like upgrading ground support and how they're going to actually mine this area productively and safely. Then on the back of that, they had the big, heavily discounted capital raise, which, as you can see on the chart here, that was, what was that, around January or so. So they went from 60 cents down to 40. So it was like a 30-odd% discount. It was a huge discount on that cap raise, bit of a rebound. Been tracking along around that 30 to 40 cent mark, and this has come out today. So they've pretty much said additional works are required to further reduce the risk of future potential production to recommence mining in the Xantho Extended. Additional works include alternate level access development to mitigate interactions with higher stress zones of the existing decline. And these are expected to be completed during the December quarter of this year. So as you can see on this picture, all these blue lines, it appears they are bypass drives that are going in to re-access these levels. So instead of upgrading ground support in existing, it appears they're having to pretty much go around and put in fresh additional new development to bypass the decline. So they've said the crux of it, no change to full year copper production guidance. Full year production outcomes for zinc, gold and silver are now expected to be, so zinc is 5,000 to 25,000 tonne, big range, and that was previously 40,000 to 50,000 tonne. So like 5,000 is the lower end is effectively nothing, down from 40,000. For gold, that's been cut from 12,000 to 20,000 ounces down to 6,000 to 14,000 ounces. And silver has been cut down from 600 to 800,000 ounces to 400 to 600. But zinc is just, now expected to be 5,000 to 25,000 tonnes. So that is a big low range, which effectively says they've got absolutely no idea what's going to come out of there. And it's, so stock has been hammered, as you can see here, 35% down to 24 cents. So very disappointing for any 29 Metals shareholders. Far out. That's just that is, holy shit, that's been a bloody falling knife. That mine is obviously proving to be extremely difficult. So hence why they're attention to be going to like Gossan Valley, like the newer areas, because this Xantho Extended, it is zinc rich, but far out, it's proving to be extremely difficult. Staying on copper before we get onto the goldies, AIC Mines A1M, going through a growth stage. So production done well. They achieved their full year production guidance run rate. Eloise produced 3.4 thousand tonnes of copper and 1.7 thousand ounces of gold. So they're in a growth phase. They're expanding the mill from 700 odd thousand tonne to 1.1. They're developing out to Jericho. So on paper, it looks like they're running skinny, but it's all been flagged. They now hold 31.1 million in cash, down from 44.9 million. So they've gone backwards, and they've also drawn US 10 million debt of the US 40 million of the prepayment facility. So they were impacted by rain on concentrate sales. So they did end the quarter with a concentrate stockpile of 445 tonnes of copper, which is notional value of about 8.3 million. But as you can see, works are underway to expand this plant. That's the primary crusher area underway. They've got the access drive going over to Jericho. There are pictures in the announcement of them hitting the first ore through this jolly lens here, but as I said, big lateral extension over there. They've got vent shafts to put in as they go. The commissioning of the expanded 1.1 million tonne per annum plant remains on schedule for the December 2026 quarter. So, yeah, but development has successfully reached Jericho mineralisation ahead of schedule. So, yeah, this is the step change for them to go from 12,000 tonne of copper a year to 20,000 tonne of copper a year. So they're executing this and keeping they've got the prepayment facility. Cash is going to be key for them, managing the costs and the progress of this, so they don't have to raise equity. But by the end of the year, they'll be commissioning an expanded plant. So a lot happening. If they execute it, they'll be doing bloody well. Be a good effort. So, yes, all eyes AIC, North Queensland. Whether they're going to, I'll tell you what, bit of a, you know what would be handy for Matty, a bit of a swing at breakthrough minerals. That just to add a bit of extra feed once they target some extensions. That's purely hypothetical, but Eloise just around the corner. Just around the corner. Note to self. Anyway, conflicted interest there with my breakthrough minerals holding. So next up, Goldies, mate. Tell you what, Ora Banda, they've pumped out a great quarter. I've even used the word sensational from where they've come from September, December, producing 30.6 and 32,000 ounces to now pumping out. Consensus had them producing 36,000 ounces. They've produced 38.7 thousand ounces. So pretty much two of the quarterlies I was sceptical of that were under pressure to meet guidance based on the previous ones, namely Ora Banda and Bellevue. They've both smashed it out of the park. So congratulations to the team there to turn that around from the 2 quarters they've had. Pressure and coming out of the Christmas break. So this is, January's tough period. Everyone's got bloody holidays and shit. So to execute that expanded production out of Sand King and Riverina. Blake, well done. Jesus Christ, lucky. Well, both those ones I was sceptical. I didn't have a position. Thank fuck, because I would have been extremely wrong. So well done to the team at bloody Davyhurst. So as I said, 38.7 thousand ounces. Free cash flow of 76 million, lifting the balance to 231 million, up from 155. And that is after investing 52.5 million on capital projects, resource development and exploration, and some put option premiums. So they said they're continuing to advance studies toward building a new standalone 3 million tonne per annum processing plant, with the decision expected in the June 2026 quarter. So, and based on their cash generation at the moment, they're bootstrapping that will be, and I think they've got 50 million debt available that's undrawn. So looking like that is extremely possible. So as you can see from the chart here, grade did drop a bit down to 2.7, but throughput lifted in the Davyhurst mill, and then they've obviously got the third party toll treating at Paddington as well. So absolutely knocked it out of the park this quarter, so well done. So their guidance of 140 to 155,000 ounces remains unchanged. So a repeat of this quarter of about 38 and a bit thousand ounces, that will see them hit the bottom end of 140. So anything above that, so if they can get into the 40,000s, that'll see them trend towards the mid-range. So pretty much if they didn't get that number, this quarter, they would have been looking at a downgrade. So excellent job there to the team. Good on you, Lukey Cray. Genesis Minerals, little soft on the numbers, only a little bit, but good cash generation. So cash and equivalents increase of 196 million up to 600 million Aussie. They've got in the bank now. So quarterly gold production for Genesis, total of 67,500 ounces at an all-in sustaining cost of 26.85. No interruption to diesel fuel supply to date. Full mobilisation of the new contractor, Burncut, on track for early May 2026. So as I mentioned, contractor changeouts can be a bit disruptive. And look, to be honest, Genesis were ahead on ounces for the first half for their run rate. The fact they're doing it, at the end of a financial year, that's ballsy, I believe. But I think with the organisation behind them, I reckon they're obviously thinking they're going to execute. And you're looking at their guidance. So their full production for 9 months of 214,000 ounces, and with their guidance sitting at 260 to 290, look, another even though this quarter was a few thousand ounces lower than consensus, another quarter like this season at the midpoint or tracking towards the upper end very easily. So they can actually have a even softer quarter and still achieve guidance very bloody easily. Guidance is only 46,000 ounces away, and they produced 67. So I think that strong first half, and mate, credit to a company for not being back end weighted in a financial year. That strong first half and this one with the contractor change out sees them pretty bloody a lot lower risk of missing guidance. So they've set themselves up very well. So hey, this is what old Rail's been doing for years. Just bit of sandbagging, just tickle it in, leave a bit for the next year, just cruise along. Mate, best in the business at it. So high-grade Tower Hill open pit project continues to advance ahead of schedule. So they've commenced development activities focused on clearing the laydown areas. They're starting to look at construction of site offices, workshop, noise buns, all that stuff. GR Engineering contracted to build the new Tower Hill mill at Leonora, so 3.5 to 4 million tonne per annum. Capital cost of 250 to 280 million. And so that's pretty much, you could say, cancelled out any chance of them merging with Volt, I would assume. Hey, you never know. They've reiterated, obviously, the 639 bolt-on acquisition of Magnetic Resources, so that's anticipated to go through in June. And then they're talking about ongoing studies into expanding the milling capacity at Laverton to 4.5 to 5 million tonne per annum. So that'll give them group milling capacity of 8 to 9 million tonne. So this is heading towards their 500,000 tonne bloody aspiration. Aspire 500. I don't know. They'll buy something else and they'll be Aspire 600 or something. The amount of new numbers that come out, sensational. Love it. Got to chuck some marketing on it. So I think the softness came from Gwalia, it appears. Gwalia underground, 28,500 ounces at 5.2 grams, whereas previous quarter was about 32.3 at 5.6. So a bit of a drop in grade there. Ulysses, little bit of a drop in grade, not too much, but had a lift in the ounces. So obviously the tons are ramping up there. Admiral was up 600 ounces quarter on quarter. Hub really smashed it out, 7.1 thousand ounces at 2.5 grams compared to December, which is 2.3 at 1.9. So stage 2 pre-stripping works were completed, so that got them into the good shit. And Jupiter, that was also up, 7.4 thousand ounces at 0.7 compared to 2.9 at 0.7. So a bit softer at Gwalia, but tracking along all good, it appears. What else have we got? That's the quarterlies for today. Let's go into the posies. Let's see where Buddy's sitting at. No, we're coming down the straight. Breakthrough, 0.16, just waiting. Plenty of bloody, mate, they're going to be drilling soon. They're going to be drilling. Big Nigel's on LinkedIn. I'm shamelessly resharing it. Couldn't care. I disclose it as a conflict. Calm breakthrough, hit some bloody extensions, you bastards. North Queensland copper. It's not a counter-cyclical play, but tell you what, if Sam Christie's right and copper rips, money will flow into bloody juniors, which it hasn't really yet. True North sitting at a 60-odd mil market cap. Breakthrough's less than 30. So that's where the bloody Hail Mary is. No other changes. I did a bit of trading this morning, added to the IGO short because it went up. So IGO and Liontown are now neutral. Added a bit more New Murchison. Added a tiny bit more Kaiser Reef, I think. No, I didn't. And closed me Santosh position this morning. That went into profit. Still waiting on gold to get to 5,100. Balance, not too bad. 120, back at 120, 120.021. Little bit of a lift. I'm waiting. I need a big motherfucking move. I need a big move in something. I need a 50%er in a positive direction. Tell you what, I'm really banking on, God, I tell you what, based on my Bellevue and Ora Banda predictions being extremely wrong of risk into the quarter, they've made me look like a dickhead, which I'm sure they're extremely happy about. My IGO prediction could be the one that is the risk I'm running at the moment, is thinking that I've got Liontown and IGO paired, long and short, but based on the fact that IGO might have a soft quarter with the previous ones, but fucking hell, I've been proved wrong so far. We will wait and see. But that is my risk at the moment, is IGO going the wrong way on the short. So anyway, we'll find out. Let's have a look across the screen.
3, 2, 1, let's fire!
Okie dokie. What's Matty's posies up to? So gold, where's gold? 48.18. So anyway, we're still waiting. 5,100 call. 5,100 call is the Hail Mary. WAF down 2%. That's annoying. Brightstar just doesn't want to move anywhere. Brightstar announced they've secured their drill and blast contractor for 5 years, 3 years start period by the sound. So things are progressing on the Goldfields hub. Bit of news flow out of bloody permitting and construction activities is what I'm after there. Liontown up 3%. Not bad. Liontown, IGO performance. So IGO's, they're nearly at neutral, but IGO up 1.3. Added to that at about 838. It's now at 850. Should fucking waited. Talk ticking along, 55 cents. That had a good run yesterday. Up 10%. Medallion down 3.3. Bought a little bit more New Murchison at 5 cents. So that's sitting at 4.95 cents. Kaiser Reef 2. Everything's a bit boring today. 1.5. So Medallion, that's, wonder what. Medallion, I could buy more Medallion. I like what's going on there. I like the organic growth opportunity at Forestania. You just don't know. With everything happening in that region, with Mount Holland gold rights, I just don't know if they'll have a swing at something. It could go either way. Someone could take them. Someone could take Medallion between the Alkane shareholding and bloody, I don't know, Develop looking to secure a bloody mining contract and potentially a bloody gold with a tiny bit of copper. I don't know. It could go either way. But if they end up having a big swing at something to inorganically and raise capital for it, yes, that's why I'm not touching it. That's why I'm just leaving it. Oh, God. Tell you what, there's always a freaking coin flip. Yes. Anyway, so that's where it's at. Let's have a look at the rest of the across the rest of the screen, Ora Banda up 10%. Have a look at that. Well done. Well done, team. Well done, team. Oh, God, didn't I get that wrong? Fully admit that my prediction was extremely wrong on diesel, on bloody underground pressure. They've fucking delivered this quarter. Well bloody done. So Ora Banda back up to $1.44, up 10%, outperforming all the goldies today. What else we got? Biggest movers are... God... Sort your bloody screen out, Matt. Fuck's sake. Ramelius pretty flat. Every other goldie's down. Evolution down 4% after a big rip yesterday. Greatland down 3.7. Capricorn down 3.1. 1175. So a bit of mostly red on screen for the goldies, except Ora Banda up 10%. Top work. Iron ore, Phoenix, 2.5%. Ticking along, still pretty flat for me. London up 10.96. London's having a good run, actually. Bit of gold, bit of nickel. Ooh, a bit of a breakout there. Was it 32? Up to 40 cents. Centaurus, 64.5. What's on the interesting pile? I like the interesting one. That's the speckies. Nothing moving too much. Boab back up 4%, 47.5. Another silver that I've got me eye on that's been forwarded on. Broken Hill Mines. Broken Hill Mines, another silver play, sitting at 80 cents. Interesting. Nothing moving too much there. Copper, as we can see, 29 metals down 32% at 25 cents. Absolutely been butchered. Oh, God, that, tell you what, even after raising all that equity at a discount, this is just, it's a tough thing to watch. Firefly down 4.8, back at 2.7. That's, breakthrough. What's that sitting at? What's that trading at? About 16.5 it appears. God. Polymetals has nearly cracked $1, even though this is silver. Mostly silver, a bit of copper, lead, zinc, all that. But yeah, look at that. That's having a big bounce off the bottom. Polymetals down from 63 back up to near $1. So nearly a bloody 50% run in a month or so. Well done to the team there. AIC on the back of their quarterly up 6%, back at 60 cents. Good on you, Az, and the team. Well done. What else we got? Everything else down bloody. Samphire down 2%. Develop down 1.5 to 550. Silver, as I said, polymetals up 8%. Uranium, good day for the U-Dogs. Whoa, what's going on here? Peninsula up 4%, 61. Cauldron, Huxo, 5.8, mate. Long way to go to 10 cents. Jesus Christ. We're going to get Huxo on next week. Lotus up 3.6, $1.58. Cameco, that was up 3%. Paladin up 3%. Next Gen up 2.5. Good green on screen for the U-Dogs. Coal, Yancoal back at 687. So money coming out of energy, it appears, on the back of their Kestrel deal. Whitehaven down 1.7%. Coronado, Jesus Christ, that'd be a tough one to follow. Up 3%, but Jesus Christ, can go friggin' all over the shop, that thing. And there we go. Righto, punters. Have a good weekend. I'm off to Sydney with the young ones. So, yeah, righto. We will wait and see. Wait and see what happens. Gold 5,100 is all I need, and Breakthrough Minerals at 30 cents. And I'm laughing. Thank you very much. Have a good one.